What's up, guys, and welcome to the Credit Guys YouTube channel, the show where we talk all things credit and finance related. I'm your host, Gilberto. Today's video topic is going to be Experian Boost versus Credit Karma versus MyFico. Which should you use? Which shouldn't you use under my recommendation? So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's go over a few things, right? When it comes to monitoring your credit, you want to make sure that you know your credit like the back of your hand. First and foremost, you want to be checking your credit score pretty much every 30 days because that's when the credit bureaus refresh and re-report new existing information every 30 days. So let's say, you want to go and apply for a vehicle, or you're getting ready to buy a home, or want to apply for a new credit card. You need to do your due diligence and be on top of your credit. So that way, you know when you go and apply for these items that you are in basically 100% approval rate mode. And so you can be there by using the correct credit monitoring services. So Experian Boost, right? It's a newer thing that they've come out with for the last couple of years. And basically what it is if you have an Experian account, there's a thing called Experian Boost, and it wants you to self-report your utility spending. So whether that be your electric bill or your water bill or maybe your internet bill, right? They want you to self-report. And what do they promise in return? They promise an immediate jump in score. And not necessarily is this a bad thing, but you have to keep in mind, why is it that they want so much extra data and information on a regular consumer who maybe they make their payments on time and they have a good number of primary accounts on their report? Why is it that they want you self-reporting these extra items? And the reason is they want to basically keep more tabs on you and have more reasons to give you a lower credit score, right? Of course, adding Experian Boost will increase your credit score, but the reality is adding self-reporting a utility bill or an electric bill, while it may be beneficial for a small percentage of people who are really on top of their credit reporting stuff, for most people it's more of a risk, right? And in the eyes of a lender, when it comes to the eyes of a credit card company or a mortgage lender or an auto loan vehicle, right? They all use different credit scoring models, and they're all looking at different items on your credit report and your history. Having Experian Boost and reporting your utilities on there is going to be probably very minuscule in determining whether or not they're going to approve you for that certain item, whether that be a credit card or a mortgage or an auto loan, right? Just because you self-report Experian Boost and you get a couple point increase, your score on your credit score is not the main determining factor in why you're getting approved for certain items. It does play a role, but your score is built up of your credit report and your credit history over the years. So that is how you get that score. So just because you signed up for an Experian Boost and you went from a 540 to, let's say, a 600, right? Or you went from a 600 to a 630, that increase in score is really going to be minute in terms of determining whether a credit card company or any lending company is going to extend you a line of credit. And the reason being is because it doesn't carry much weight on it. And so for that reason, again, Experian Boost can be great for somebody who is on top of their credit. They have auto pay on all their credit cards. They know their credit like the back of their hand. They know what's going on with their reports. But I wouldn't recommend it to the majority of clients simply because they're just using it as another way to keep tabs on you, and they're looking for you to slip up. And that impact of a late payment on a utility bill or a collection of a utility bill will far outweighs negatively than it does positively on your credit report. So for that reason, I don't recommend Experian Boost to the average consumer. And that is that. Let's move on to Credit Karma. I can't tell you how many times I speak to clients and they're using Credit Karma, right? They say, hey, I have, Credit Karma is telling me that I have a one collection item or that I have a 30-day late payment on my report. Credit Karma shows my score as a 650. And I'm like, okay, well, the thing is, Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring system or software or website, right? They are a product selling website, which means they have tons and tons of affiliates and loan programs and credit cards that they are trying to sell you. They want you to apply for all of these different items, right? Because they're partnered with these companies and they get paid if you get approved or if you try to sign up and initiate a relationship with them. So Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring service. They're essentially just a middleman trying to connect you to different programs, and they do not reflect or accurately represent what your credit score truly is, right? I can't tell you how many times a client will tell me, well, I have Credit Karma says I'm at a 630. I went to go to apply for a vehicle and I got denied. And they said that I have, my credit score is actually a 540 and I have a late payment, I have a collection, I have this, I have that. And they just didn't know, right? And that's because Credit Karma, again, is not a credit monitoring service. They're in business to basically sell you different offers. That is why I do not recommend Credit Karma at all. If you know that you have a great credit score and you're using MyFico to look at your credit score, then go ahead and see what different programs Credit Karma recommends to you or what offers Credit Karma recommends to you. Even then, if they recommend you a credit card and they say the likelihood of approval is high, you don't know what they're basing that number off of. It could just be what they see on the outside of your credit report, when in reality, they don't know the details of exactly what's going on with your credit report. And that's just a recommendation, right? You might see a credit card that says high approval rating. You go and apply for it, you get denied. You just racked up a new hard inquiry and you're wondering why in the heck did Credit Karma say to apply for this when I didn't even get approved for it. So that is why I do not recommend Credit Karma at all. Finally, the last one that I do personally recommend for everybody to use is going to be called MyFico. And what MyFico is basically, they are the top of the line, in my opinion, credit monitoring services. They use MyFico reporting softwares, which is what all of the big companies use, right? Whether it be a mortgage broker or an auto dealership or a credit card company or a personal loan company, right? They all go based off of the FICO scoring model. So MyFico will give you all of the correct scoring numbers of your credit report. It'll tell you all of your negative items on your credit report, and it will accurately represent what your score is. So you can know right off the bat that if you're gonna go apply for something 9 times out of 10, you know if you're gonna get approved or if you're gonna get disapproved. And if you have negative items, you can fight the negative items. You can look at your history, you can look at your payment history. That is why I recommend MyFico. They are the top of the line credit monitoring service, and I use them personally. So those were the topics of today's videos. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Gilberto from Credit Guys. Take care.